Now it's 5 a.m. on WKYT this morning. 4 men accused of taking part in a violent home invasion are now behind bars. We're tracking the latest developments on that.
Watching that rain stream in from the south and southwest, it'll become more widespread as we head through the day. I'll show you how much rain I'm expecting and the areas of concerns coming up.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
It's Friday. Good morning, everybody, and welcome aboard. It's good to have you with us as we head toward the weekend. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. We'll just ignore the fact that it's Friday the 13th.
Yeah, right. We will.
Yeah.
Make it a lucky day.
You know, it could be a little unlucky as far as the weather goes this weekend. We could get some rain. For the latest on that, let's turn to meteorologist Micah Harris.
And we're looking for that flood watch in effect, especially central, east, north, and western zones, which means the southern zones and southeast, you're not going to be expecting as much rain as everyone else. But all in all, when it's all said and done from today through Saturday, we're looking at 1/2 inch to 2 inches of rain. There's a look across the way back toward Bowling Green and working your way up toward, say, Fort Knox and into E-Town very shortly. You'll be seeing that heaviest rain slide into our neck of the woods. So the big break is actually right now. The rest of the day and into tomorrow, it's on and off showers as we make our way through the 48 hours. 60 degrees there in London. We even have one in Monticello. It's not a bad feeling outside. It actually feels quite nice. We'll be right around 60. Temperatures won't really rise or fall all that much more. Rain for everyone today, and that focus, high water issues. We need to really be watching that as we get in toward really tonight and into tomorrow morning, because that's when the bulk of the rain has already made its way through. I'll show you the latest forecast coming up.
People in those flood-prone areas really need to be watching this. Thank you very much, Micah.
New this morning, 4 men now face charges in a violent home invasion. 2 people were tied up in an apartment.
We first told you about that crime this time yesterday morning when we were on the air with reports from Beaver Place here in Lexington. Well, this morning we have tracked down some new information about the men who police say are behind it all. WKYT's Mark Barber is live from District Court with those developments. Mark, good morning.
Good morning, Bill and Rebecca. The 4 men will be charged on first-degree robbery charges this afternoon. Now, police say that this is after they posed as federal DEA agents and forced their way inside an apartment. According to arrest citations, 19-year-old Timothy Cobb of Nicholasville, 21-year-old Preston Wills of Palmyra, 24-year-old Damian Davis of Frankfort, and 21-year-old Jacob Fields of Lancaster robbed 2 men in an apartment on Beaver Place yesterday morning. Police tell us around 3 a.m. they smashed through a window of an apartment at the Shiloh Park Apartments and then tied the hands and feet of the 2 men living there with zip ties. According to court documents, they held a gun to the victims until police showed up. That's when investigators say they took off with a stolen shotgun and cash. We've learned from an arrest citation that Davis was arrested about 30 minutes later when he was taken into custody on an unrelated warrant. The other 3 men were arrested and charged that afternoon. Again, they will all be arraigned on first-degree robbery charges later today. As for the motive behind the violent home invasion, police say it was drug-related. Live in Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Thank you, Mark. Lexington police are investigating after finding a suspected meth lab inside a home. Police say they found that lab yesterday at a home along Lancaster Avenue off 7th Street. They also found 2 children, ages 11 and 13, inside the home. Amanda Turner now faces drug and child endangerment charges. Police say they are thankful that they were tipped off to the situation before something bad happened.
I'd say especially the biggest benefit was knowing that there were children inside the house, and that someone cared enough and brought it to our attention so that we were able to intervene before one of the children was dangerously exposed to one of those precursor chemicals.
The kids, along with an adult, were taken to the hospital as a precaution. Police shut down Lancaster Avenue for several hours while hazmat crews decontaminated the home.
A man wanted for shooting a 9-year-old boy in Lexington has been arrested. Lexington police worked with sheriff's deputies, U.S. Marshals, and immigration authorities to capture 28-year-old Alberto Contreras. They caught him yesterday in West Virginia. Lexington police say he shot into an SUV last weekend, hitting a child. The boy's family says he's in critical condition, but they say news of the arrest comes as a relief. Contreras is charged with assault. A former employee of the University of Kentucky's Veterinary Diagnostic Laboratory has been sentenced on child porn charges. The U.S. Attorney's Office says 60-year-old Neil Williams will spend more than 5 years in federal prison. Investigators say Williams admitted to using his work computer to download thousands of child porn images. After being released from prison, Williams will be on probation for 20 years. Well, fans of the Eagles won't be wasting time getting these tickets. The band has a show planned for Lexington. The Eagles have announced dates for their upcoming History of the Eagles tour. The band will play at Rupp Arena Saturday, July 25th. It is the band's first stop in Lexington in 20 years. Tickets will go on sale Saturday, March 21st through Ticketmaster, Live Nation, and the Rupp Arena box office.
All right, well, that perked my ears up. Good concert it should be in Lexington later in the summer. 5:05 now on WKYT this morning. And get ready, Cat fans. The Wildcats postseason journey starts today. The Cats will take on the Florida Gators in Nashville, Tennessee today at 1 o'clock. And Lexington is already prepping for championship win number 9 in honor of the Cats going undefeated in the regular season and in honor of their quest for 9 titles. Mayor Jim Gray has today declared this to be Blue-White Day. And coming up later in sports, we'll hear what Coach Cal and Florida coach Billy Donovan have to say about today's big rematch. All right, Comic-Con, the St. Patrick's Festival, Disney on Ice, and more, all taking place this weekend in downtown Lexington.
Nice. The city says traffic could actually clog some roads. As you can imagine, some roads will be even closed off during these events. WKYT's Hillary Thornton is live from downtown with the latest on how this weekend is shaping up. Good morning, Hillary. All right, well, having a little bit of issues with Hillary's audio. We do want to let you know a lot happening in the downtown area this weekend on top of the city's St. Patrick's Day festivities, other events like the 3K there, the Shamrock Shuffle. That's 8 o'clock Saturday morning. It's followed by the St. Patrick's Day Parade at 1, and the festival goes on all day. It'll cause one street closure beginning at 11 on Saturday morning. That's Upper Street that will be closed between Main Street and Vine Street. And in addition to those celebrating the luck of the Irish, about 14,000 people are expected at the Lexington Comic and Toy Convention. That event will take place throughout the weekend at the Lexington Center Convention Center. And the Wildcats are out of town for the tournament, of course, down in Nashville, but Disney on Ice will be taking over Rupp Arena. So lots going on, and just keep in mind that that will create some traffic challenges in the downtown area. Yeah, and it's not just the downtown area that's having, some slight traffic issues. Not that, we're hearing of any accidents or anything this morning, but pothole repair, as long as it stays dry, that will be happening around town. We've been seeing that happen all week long. We're certainly going to watch weather carefully heading into the weekend with this potential for high water in many areas that have already been hit by flooding. It looks like we're going to get considerable rain again. So everybody be careful out there. Let's make it a good day. Buckle up, and we'll be keeping you informed on traffic throughout the morning. Broadway and High was our shot there. WKYT This Morning is just getting started on your Friday. The Cincinnati Reds may have a new star player. We'll show you how actor Will Ferrell is trying to raise money for charity in just a few minutes.
This is actually the calmest portion of your day. We have a few sprinkles out there, but the heaviest rain really picks up through the day, and it's on its way. Look back toward the west and southwest. I'll take you through your latest forecast in just a few minutes.